You said, so I love it, Stacy. Thank you for speaking up. And someone else is going to speak up here shortly, but just one thing. So you say something got in the way, you got something planned to make sure that doesn't happen this week? Yes.
Sorry, I wasn't following that question at all.
Oh
I'm
yeah. So
not deep enough into this yet.
you said that you didn't quite stick to your time blocks, but you almost did,
Oh,
but some things pulled you away. So you have like systems in place to make sure that doesn't happen this week?
yeah. Well, the things that pulled me away were productive. So it wasn't like I got pulled away. Um, so yes and no. I mean, I'll pay closer attention to it and do my best to stick to it. But
Good, good. That's all. It's all that matters. Place, pace, closer attention. Who else? What happened last week? Stacy did a great job. She broke the ice. What happened last week? Was it a good week? Bad week? Rate yourself. Was it a 5? Was it an 8? How was it?
Feel like I'm getting a little bit higher up there. I would rate myself probably about a 6, just because we were going on vacation, and so I was kind of focused elsewhere. But while here in California, I literally just got a phone with somebody who wants to work with me. He's just came back from Meridian, and he wants to sell his property. It's a 15-acre ranch in Lodi, and wants to sign with me to find something that's a million plus.
Nice. So you're
So
gonna be able to refer out that lead in Lodi?
I briefly talked to him. He said he's got a realtor, but I'm hoping that if I can get a team together to show the support that I have and what I can get,
There you
then
go.
I'll be able to show him that we can do the whole package.
There you go. Awesome. So just know you got a whole team in California too. That's the cool part about our brokerages being in both states and multiple states. You got a team in the Miami area of Florida. You got a
Oh,
team
really?
in Eastern Oregon. These are all your teammates. They're all part of Homes International. So they're all your teammates. And so you have a whole team there.
Yeah. I talked to him briefly. He's gonna message me this afternoon, and then I'll do more of a one-on-one because it was a three-way call with a buddy of mine, a referral. A sphere, with my best friend from high school. He called me up and told me that his buddy just got back and is looking, and so we talked. He's a Marine, so it's right up my alley. So
Hey,
I'll get more details either this afternoon or tomorrow. We're going to be probably driving back today.
awesome. Well, safe travels back to Idaho, my friend.
Thanks.
Who else? What happened? Fail last week, fail forward this week. Any success last week? Continue the success this week. Give me some good stories. Somebody's going to learn from what you went through.
I tried, I used feedback forms at my open houses,
Oh, good.
little forms I gave them. And it seemed that it kind of took their guard down a little bit. They were a little willing to, I mean, I got people to write down contact stuff where I'd been unsuccessful in saying, can I get you to sign in? This was a way to kind of, it seemed like it let their guard down a little bit and they were willing to. I
So
just
like,
said, we need feedback on the listing to understand so we can feed it back to the seller as well as to the listing agent. And so they were like, oh, okay, grab the form and we're just willing to fill it out and put their information on it. So
so it's like a successful open house. You're just handing out a form when they walk in and say, walk it with me and give me some feedback on each of these questions. It's awesome, Chris. Way to go, man. Good job.
thank
Shifting
you.
it a little bit because if it's not working, you got to shift it. Doesn't mean you quit the job. You don't quit. You just find a new way to do it. It's good. I love it. Who else? Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to take a moment to actually tell Chris that I saw his 1 minute with Chris video, and I thought that was pretty cool just to get yourself out there and talk and even talking about how difficult the business can be when you're just getting into it, but just kind of a moment of reality with a realtor and not just trying to be all fake of oh this I'm always doing this and this is always what's going on. So uh,
Yeah, kind of
good.
exposed a little vulnerability, right? But I appreciate that, man.
Awesome.
Exactly, it was good, man.
Thanks.
Way to go. We talked about the importance of not doing like last week. I think I said, stop going and posting, hey, new listing. Hey, here's the keys to my client. Yada, yada, yada. Those are old, guys. I'm not saying completely quit it, but do it a little different. Do something different. Show a quick little flashy video with just little screenshot pictures of really fast moving where they switch, 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 switch. that catches people's attention. You got to remember what's going to catch their attention, make them watch the dang video and not just scroll past it. You know, that whole old thing of like, oh, sold, or, you know, it is kind of an old way of doing it. Don't stop. That's not going to catch the attention of those thinking, wow, they must be the number one in the area. Look at all this content they're putting out and coming up with new ideas like that, Chris. Perfect. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It can literally be a picture and you put a little words on it and that's it. Something new, explaining what's going on in the market, you know, quick little snippet, but it's every single day consistency.
Yeah, it was a very like, man, real estate gets frustrating at times, but you know what? Stick with it and have faith and just move forward. And it got a lot of positive response from people. So it
Good.
was just kind of taking the guard down and going like, look, man, life's not easy. So we just stick with it.
There you go. Good. Very good.
I
See?
do want to share, I think we got some from another call a while back talking about community spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped by this coffee cart truck that I had talked to the guy previously and did like a community spotlight, tagged him and tagged somebody else in it to collaborate. And that has had more views and brought more followers than anything else I've done. So uh,
Mm.
that's, I think, another piece of that social media is just getting others
Yeah.
involved through tagging, collaborating.
Yeah, so good. That's probably, it might have been something where we mentioned that I used to be part of this thing called it was called, I can't remember the name. But what they would do is they'd tell me what to post. And then they would tell me what they want. And then I would do that video or do that whatever it was and send it to them. Sometimes it was just a picture of me throwing a sold sign in the trash can they had me do. And then they did a whole social media thing around it. And every day they were posting. But one of the big ones they wanted me to do every month was go to a local restaurant, go to a local coffee shop, go somewhere and just like interview them and say, hey, tell me about your number one. Hey, I'm going to do a quick little market update, but before I do, let me show you this new business. And you highlight a business. And then afterwards, so it's just literally you can do this in 45 seconds and just say, hey, tell me about your guys' number one ordered drink on your menu and let the employees do it. Now you highlighted the employees. Quick little market update. Federal Reserve Board met last week. 2 people wanted to vote for interest rate drop, but they got outvoted. The current word is possibly September meeting is going to potentially be the first interest rate drop in a long time. So keep a lookout. Like seriously, it can be, that is so good highlighting businesses, Stacy. Just do that consistently, probably every week, if not bi-weekly, but never any longer than a month. You're out there giving a market update, but you're highlighting a business and let them talk, let them sell it for you. It's much more engaging, right? Content that's engaging. So good. Anything else? Anyone else want to speak up? All right. One thing I want to talk about is the fail. All right. And this is the fail in agents that are starting to go. I don't know if you knew this statistic, but 71% of real estate agents didn't close a single deal in 2024. 71%. And why did that happen? I'm going to tell you 4 quick reasons why that happened. Number 1, okay, they waited for the perfect plan. Basically, this is kind of like the overthinking side of things. They delayed to get into action. We use excuses a lot like, oh, I'm working on this new Canva thing that I'm doing. I'm trying to learn Canva. I'm trying to learn the CRM. I'm trying to get my website up before I start. So I've done this so many times where I've had coaching clients. I give them a plan this week I want them to work on. Okay, I want them to work on every day a certain amount of contacts made and all this, and every one of them goes into your CRM with notes when you're going to call them again and move on to the next lead. And so our number one job is lead generation every day for new leads. Every day you're getting new leads. So then the next week comes and I talk to the agent and I say, okay, so what happened? Like I did with you guys this morning. What happened last week? How did it go? Did you hit your numbers? No, I'm still trying to get the CRM set up. And once I get that set up, then I'll start making my calls. What are we doing? The client, and this happened so many times, I can't even name which one it was. It was so many different coaching clients that we're talking about the number one most important thing to do is to go get more leads. Every day, that's the one thing can never not be in your calendar, is getting more leads. But I mentioned the CRM and putting them in the CRM, and that's the only thing the coaching client heard was the easy thing, putting them in the CRM. Totally distracted their whole week, and they didn't even make hardly any calls. Oh, I talked to like 3 people. 3 people? Your job should be getting new leads every day, shooting for a number like 100 in 1 week. Okay. We're talking about growing that database with more people. So you got to meet or talk to or add more people every week. So you got to talk to 100 people per week. That's 20 a day. Yeah, that's only 20. It's not that many. It's not that many. And I'll tell you in a minute how you can move past being part of these 4 reasons. I'm going to give you a little bit of content for you, right? So that's number 1, waiting for the perfect plan. There is no perfect start time to start. No perfect time to start than now. It's always going to be an excuse. And the only imperfect action is the imperfect inaction. That's the only fail. Okay, is not to actually do action. You've got to do action every day. Okay, there's only one way to build confidence, and that's by building experience. I told someone recently you need to do some sort of training each day to get your mindset ready and get going. So all they heard was training each day. So they're watching videos and they're just going through them and hitting, completed, completed, completed. Okay, but did you actually do anything that you were being taught? A bunch of us just got back from Inman, one of the largest, it is the largest news source for real estate in the nation, Inman News. It's been that way, number 1 news source for many years now. And a lot of people just went to one of their 2 large conferences they do per year, one in New York and one on the West Coast, usually in Vegas. This year they did it in San Diego. So now all those people are coming back on a high right now. That's what happens. I always tell people you will not regret going to a conference each year. You are a real estate professional. You got to gain knowledge. Go to a conference. They're all going to be coming back from this conference now. Are they implementing anything they learned? Or are they just going to forget it and move on? That's the same thing as going through a module. You've got to implement. The only thing that you can majorly fail on is not to actually get yourself uncomfortable and do the task. And there's no better way to do it than for sale by owners and expireds, because they are the lowest, absolute lowest hanging fruit on a tree is for sale by owners and expireds. And the only way you're going to get more confident in calling for sale by owners and expireds is to actually do them. That's it. And guess what? You have all these easy ways to do it that we didn't have it 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Now you have ChatGPT to say, in 2025, what's the best way to open up conversations with the for sale or expired? And ChatGPT will tell you what are the most successful ways in 2025 to approach those people. We didn't have that. And now ChatGPT will not only do it, but it'll actually tell you how to script practice. So number 1, I'm hitting that one hard, all right? There is no perfect time to do it. You just got to do it. Stop overthinking it. Just do it, get uncomfortable, and you will gain a more experience. Your confidence level will go up the more you do that task every day. Focus on being too busy. Agents are focusing on being too busy and not productive. There's always something to pull you away from the production that you're supposed to be doing. What's the production? Leads. Everyday leads. Okay. The number 1 job of a real estate agent is generating leads. Agents often confuse being busy with being productive, spending too much time on non-income producing activities. It's a major fail in real estate in 2024 and 2025 in real estate agents. Number 3 is deception or misplaced priorities. Many agents convince themselves they're busy when they're actually engaged in tasks like graphic design on Canva or websites instead of prioritizing their lead generation first. Number 4, application of knowledge is power. So the more you learn, the more you do, but you've got to execute it. You got to be, what I heard today from a training I did this morning was called the serial executor. rather than the serial learner. Are you just sitting there learning, 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 or are you executing what you're learning? Okay. Those are the 4 fails and reasons why people have failed in 2024. And that was actually a statistic that I pulled up to give you that information. That's why most agents didn't sell anything in 2024. Well, now we're in 2025 and it's been a little better market. Yeah. But we're still struggling with the most important key items every day this week. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little daily schedule for success. Okay. Open houses, you should be doing 1 to 2 minimum per week. 1 to 2 minimum. And then take advice from Chris. Switch it up a little bit. Find better ways to do it. Now, do we just go and put a sign out front, post it online, and pray that people show up? Or are we now door knocking the neighborhood? That's one of my favorite tasks in real estate. Take it from me. All right, I've sold probably over 2,000 properties. On average, now I'm probably about 30 a year closing. Used to be 60 to 80 a year, 80 plus a year closing personally per year closing. So take it from me. I love door knocking. Why? I love it way better than phone calls. Why? Now, I'll phone call dial my SOI all day long. I love them. They're my family. They're my friends. I check in with them, see how they're doing. I send them a text, social media message. I got to do a certain number of those each day, usually somewhere around 10 or so like that each day. But then what do? I like to door knock, right? Now, I don't get to do it as much anymore, but that was how I got into production was I would get into neighborhoods and meet people. You got to meet people face to face. You got to engage with them. If you're just calling them on the phone, how are you engaging with them? How about for sale by owners and expireds? Face to face. You could call them, but they're going to hang up on you. These are the lowest hanging fruit out there. If you really truly want a listing today, prove it. Get uncomfortable and go door knock one of them with a packet in your hand and say, hey, I know you're probably getting a lot of agents that are stopping by. What is it you need? Do you need some help marketing it? Do you need some help pushing some content out there? I'll help you. All right, not asking for any money. I'll help you. I've got a really great social media presence. I can kind of push this thing out there for you. If you have a flyer or anything like that, let me know. Now I'm starting to engage with them. I'm going to do some social media marketing on their social media on theirs, and I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to say, hey, just want you to know I've had like 300 people on my Facebook page look at your listing so far. So you're definitely getting some action. I mean, I think the problem is your marketing. If you're not able to see that type of statistical response yet, that might be the problem. What websites are you using to market? Oh, got it. I do a lot of that too. And so now they're starting to see your value. These for sale by owners, they're starting to see your value. All right, so open houses, door knocking around an open house. How about this? Door knocking around a just closed. Doesn't mean it's yours that just closed, but we're printing content and we're going out every day of the week to door knock around a just closed. Getting face-to-face time, telling those people about the one that just closed around the block. I don't know if you saw it when you were driving out of your neighborhood, and I'm getting face-to-face time with people. How about social media engagement? 3 to 5 times a week, focus on passive prospecting along with proactive approach. So you're proactively door knocking around sold properties. You're proactively door knocking for sale by owners. You're proactively door knocking around your open houses every week, right? You're all doing it. All of you are doing that. It would be foolish to say you weren't. Now, I'm only saying that just to be a little passive aggressive. My wife tells me I'm passive aggressive sometimes because some of you probably are not doing that, but you all should be doing that every day of the week. Doesn't matter if you're selling 20 homes a year. If you're not getting in a neighborhood still, top producers do. How would they know that you are the number one? How do they know that? Maybe you're proactive, or I'm sorry, passive social media posting. Maybe that's what's bringing you all your leads. I don't know. But if you're just getting going and you're trying to get the wheel turning and you're kind of got it stuck in the mud, you've got to go meet more people every day. Social media, 3 to 5. Great job, Chris. Great job, whoever else said. Stacy, great job on that post. Doing something every day doesn't have to be a lot, but it's the consistency side of it. If you're going to do a video, keep it to 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds max. Used to be 1 minute, but people don't have the time. That's why YouTube Shorts have become so popular. That's why reels have become so popular, because they're short. People are swiping, swiping, swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Dora the Explorer. Anyway, that's what happens. They start swiping over and over again. And so keep it short. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds max. Do some reels, do some YouTube shorts, share the YouTube shorts onto Facebook, Instagram, whatever you got to do. But do it every day of the week. Something 5 days a week. This says my training that I went through this morning said 3 to 5 times a week. I think 5 times a week. It's got to stay consistent. Prospecting. Aim to prospect a minimum of 100 people a week. You heard me say that earlier. 100 people. If you don't want to be the 71% and below that didn't sell anything, and you want to be the ones that did, you've got to prospect 100 people a week. I've let this slack, right? I let it slack over many years because the market was so good and there was so much, but it's not anymore. You've got to increase it. You got to increase your numbers. It's a faucet. You turn it on when the market's rough. You slow it down when your guys are so busy that you can't keep up. It's okay, but you never shut it off, ever. You never shut off your prospecting. That's the number one job that you have. The goal is to add every single person to your CRM with a clear follow-up plan. All right, I'm getting my CRM going. All right, what am I doing? How do you get your CRM going? Do you setting up smart plans? No. How you get your CRM going is you get in there and you add a name and an email address and a phone number. You call them, message them. You met them in an open house. I don't care where you met them, but it goes in there and you put a note on where you met them and then an alert of when to follow up with them again. Hey, if you didn't get a phone number, but you know where they live, then you put a note in there that I'm going to door knock them on this date and this time next week. There's a great book called Ninja Selling. We've talked about it for years. It talks about the importance of they can't become your SOI until they know you by name, right? And so you've got to go every week providing them some sort of content until eventually they become your SOI and they just know you by name. Now that's a non-watered down SOI. Lastly, neighborhood canvassing. There should not be one single day where you don't consider door knocking in a recently sold neighborhood or a recently new active on the market neighborhood. Not one day. Like, think about that, guys. We're talking about high level lead generation. If you plan to go door knock a minimum of 20 houses every day, at least you got 20 houses in. At least you got 20. And that could be your own personal neighborhood. That could be a neighborhood that you know where there's just one that went active on the market or one that sold. It could be an open house you're going to do this weekend. Now, I said the 3 Ps: put a sign out front, post it online, and pray that somebody shows up to your open house. People do that for listings. Sign out front, post it online, and pray that it sells instead of actually marketing it. Circle prospecting, retargeting ads, different things like that. But that's the same thing for an open house. You got to get into that neighborhood. You've got to invite those neighbors to the open house. The seller of the house expects you're going to do your job, not just show up and hope people walk in. If you want to get a mass number of people to show up to your open house, invite them. Invite them. If you're throwing a party, invite people. If you don't invite people, they don't show up to your party. It's the same thing for an open house. If you don't invite people, they won't show up to your open house. You're going to get lucky to get a drive-by. You're going to get lucky to get some random person that's here from California or in California that's here from LA that's just driving through looking for a slower pace of life. Do you really want that luck? Or do you want to know that you're going to get a ton of people that come in? Then one, invite them. Put every day that I am going to invite 20 people to the open house this weekend. And you need to ask the question, will you come to my open house this weekend? And get a yes or no answer. Okay, so how do I do it if I cannot leave the house because I've got 20 kids that I take care of? Okay, boy, you're busy. Okay, how do you do it? Well, you get on social media and you do direct messaging to the people that you know. So we talked about that 10-10-5 in social media. That's 10 likes, loves, happy faces, smiley faces, hearts, some huggy face when someone's had tragedy in their life. 10 direct messages: happy anniversary, congratulations, happy birthday. Okay. And then 5 direct messages to people or sharing something important in their life on your page. Means a lot to them. Okay, that's the 10-10-5. We do that every day. We get in there and we look for those people. We're looking for new people. You actually have to get on your friends list, guys. Stop just scrolling. Don't be a scroller. Social media page is a business page for you now. It's a CRM. You can't just scroll. It's another CRM for you. You've got to physically go to your friends list and start looking through friends that you haven't talked to in a while. Every one of them needs an invite to your open house. Every one. Or if yours, like Paul, are in California and that's your sphere of influence and you don't have that many yet on in your Idaho group, guess what? You reach out there and say, hey guys, I'm going to be doing open house in Idaho this week. If you know of anyone looking to move to Idaho, or if any of you are considering, I can do a FaceTime viewing for you guys. Or if you know of anyone that's considering Idaho, reach out to us, give me their information, or let them know I'm going to do one, and I can do a FaceTime showing of a property for them this weekend. Think outside of the box. There's different ways to do it. So I'm giving you the successful tools that you have to do. I want you to regain your focus this week, though. How do you do that? How do you stay on track when things get in the way? Okay, one, I want you to cut out the noise, eliminate distractions, create an environment conducive to focusing on your work. Eliminate the distractions. Lock yourself in a room. Make sure your phone is not, mine's on do not disturb right now. Make sure it's on do not disturb. So you can only do outbound calls, outbound direct messages, outbound social media, whatever it is. Okay. Don't let those distractions get in the way. Now, number 2, focus on income producing activities. Relentless every day. Relentless income producing activities. Identify your core lead generation tasks and commit to them consistently every single day. Number 3, commit to 30 days of relentless action. Okay. We call these milestones. Now, a good successful agent trying to get in production should be in production with a number of listings and already have closed several transactions in the first 6 months of their business. Why? Because they set up not only a daily goal, they set up weekly goals, monthly goals, and they set up milestones. So 1 month, I've got to hit this number of contacts. Month 2, I got to hit this number. All the way down to the week, all the way down. Okay, quarterly, I've got to have this many contacts I've made this quarter. I have to have this many contacts I made in the first 6 months, quarter number 2. Now we're setting up goals, weekly goals, daily goals, milestone goals, quarterly goals, and bi-yearly goals, ultimately based on your final year goal. You've got to have relentless action for minimum for 30 days. If you can't stick to a 30-day milestone, we're in trouble. You got to be able to do that. Stick to it. If you can't stick to a week milestone, we're in a lot of trouble. All right, guys, this is the week. This is the week. It's August, the first week of August. No better time. You can still hit your goals this year. We're both barely halfway through the year. Just barely. Kids are going to be starting to go back to school. Things are going to start happening. Things are going to get in your way. You're going to have white noise going on. You've got to still do your daily job. You're a business owner. Put yourself to work. You're the employee. Your business is the boss. Put yourself to work. Go get it. I talk too much. Go get it, guys. I like it. Thumbs up, everyone. Have a good week. Don't let anything get in the way. We'll see you Wednesday.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks,
Welcome.
Sean.
See you guys.
Thank you.